Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I wanted to show you guys the awesome new lens that Viltrox released. This is the start of a new series of line of lenses for Viltrox. So their new EVO lineup is going to fit somewhere in between the base lenses, the Airs, above those but under the Pro series, and then there's the Lab series above that. Anyway, I just think that this lens is so awesome for a lot of ways, but the main two things is the price. I paid $275 plus tax on this US. Incredible value. No matter which way you slice it, what you're getting for the money is insane. This is what I always kind of thought camera lenses could be, and also what I thought they should be and what I wanted them to be. You know, this is an FE lens, so it's a full frame lens. I've had it mounted to my A7C II and I've been using the heck out of it. Excellent image quality. I love the kind of happy medium that they went with the design on this lens in this new EVO series, because you know it's kind of in the middle price wise. I mean, that's still an excellent freaking price if you ask me, no matter which way you slice it. But getting a gasket, so you've got some weather sealing. You can update it like much of Viltrox's other lenses. You've got a declickable aperture ring. It is dampened excellently, turns incredibly smooth, and unlike some lenses, the separation from the f-stop to the automatic mode is very tight and precise, so I like that a lot. Click over to clicky, very satisfying, tactile. Each click for the third of a stop is dampened excellently in my opinion. Now moving on to the focus ring, it's really nice. I like it. This is about how I typically like them. Some focus rings are dampened looser than I like, some are a little bit tighter. This is more of an in the medium, but there's no play in it. It's perfectly smooth, so I love that. We have I think it's a 58 size. So 58mm filter thread. It does come with this hood, which I do kind of like, especially because this is kind of like a portrait style lens. I like how it's not the tulip design, which I like those too, but for this particular lens I like how it's just a full hood. Here, I'll go ahead and put it on the camera just to show you guys what it looks like. And there you go. That's pretty amazing. So you got an 85 f2 prime on this nice and compact setup. I think this is an amazing setup, especially factoring in the price again. Anyway, it does have an excellently made function button. Nice click, separates very easily, and overall the build quality of this lens is excellent. Now as far as the image quality, that's excellent in a lot of ways too. It's very sharp. The two key downfalls with this lens that I have noticed personally, the minimum focusing distance is not close at all. That's a key thing for me. I love having a lens that can focus nice and close. I don't care so much about the magnification itself, but just being able to get close to the subject and focus with it is fine. Again, I know this is primarily kind of meant to be a portrait lens. It feels like it's like 3 feet or so, so it really can't focus close at all. Maybe that's a compromise of the size of it, that along with it being an f2, but you know, f2 is still plenty fast, especially on an FE. A full frame mirrorless body. It has absolutely no problems just blowing out the background. Even at f2, the pictures are crisp and they're very visually pleasing. Okay, so the R8 is in focus currently. Let's see, from the R8 to here. Yeah, it's about 30 inches or so. So about 2.5 feet, which isn't like a crazy deal breaker or anything, but a lot more newer lenses have been kind of coming out with closer focusing distances, so I guess I just wasn't really expecting it. But hey, it's a portrait lens, right? So that's the one big thing about it, the far close focusing distance. And the other thing, the vignetting on this lens is very much prominent. So no exaggeration, it is like something that it has significant vignetting when you have it stopped all the way down to f2, and once you start closing the aperture back down, it does relieve itself in increments, but it doesn't really get close to like completely going away until like f like 3.2. So I've got it set to aperture priority. You can see it's at f2 right now, so if I move it all the way from f2 to f4, see how much of a difference in the corners that makes? Like, that's huge. So we'll go from f3.2, that's where it really kind of vanishes, on to f2. That's a huge difference. Here's some more quick examples of the vignetting in action. plenty of detail. There's the JPEG. So it's unedited, you know, very poppy, got a lot of presence, but you guys can definitely see what I mean by the corners darkening up, and it doesn't look as bad here, but some pictures are more prominent than others. Look at that. So it looks like I did do an edit on that, but yeah. Let's quickly denoise it. Yeah, incredible. Sub $300 lens. Let's see if I can find some more examples. I'm not like a crazy connoisseur of this stuff, but the bokeh to me is surprisingly kind of dreamy. It's very pleasing. It definitely does have a certain special look to it, so that's pretty cool. That looks really good in my opinion. Yeah, that's what you buy this for. Portraits. Sharp. But with all of that being factored in, this is still an amazing lens no matter what, and I love the promise that this brings to the camera lens market also. You know, I figured brands would be able to make something like this at the price that they do. Yes, right now there's a few compromises on it, but it's probably not going to take that much time for them to alleviate it. I would much rather pick up something like this that's much more compact with a couple other compromises than a Sony G Master lens. Of course, it's going to be different when you're doing high-level professional work, but something like this is still very versatile. Not to mention, it crushes portraits. So I would say I can still definitely recommend this, but just know that the vignetting, when stopped all the way down, is going to be there. I mean, it's kind of a style thing. I kind of like it. Maybe not all the time, but sometimes. And the far close focusing distance. Those are the two things that I would say you should know before picking up this lens. But man, I paid less than $300 after tax on this. I think for that, this lens is freaking amazing. So thank you, Viltrox, for taking the initiative to build and manufacture innovative lenses like these. I really want to see what they come out with next as far as the EVO lineup, and yeah, this lens gets me really excited. So other than that, in the box, this is the box it comes with. You do get the stuff I showed you and a cool little Viltrox pouch, so that also is appreciated too. So very cool new lens to hit the market. I'll link it down below if you guys want to pick it up. I always appreciate it when you guys shop at my Amazon links. Let me know what you think about the lens in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.